Laronde has 8 roller coasters, 9 if you include both tracks of Monstre. But for today's video, we're not going to include that as a second roller coaster. But what we are going to do is rank all of the roller coasters from best to worst of the 8 that they have available here. Now, I've managed to get on the kids' credit here for the first time, so it's actually the first time I've ever been able to actually rank everything for you guys, and I'm looking forward to doing that. So let's get inside to Laronde and check out what they have to offer from worst to first. Toboggan Nordique is the number 8 coaster here, Laronde. It is usually a long wait, and it is a Minnie Mouse or a Wild Mouse coaster with not much to it other than a cool theming behind it. But you know what to expect with this ride. And unfortunately for it, there are other rides that pack a little bit more to it. Great for the family, great for the kids, great starter coaster. I'd say get on this one first if you're coming on a busy day to get it out of the way. You're not going to ride it more than once because it is the 8th best coaster here at Laronde. I'll admit to being very happy now, finally, after years and years of waiting, got on Voyage de Mille-Pattes. Now, it wasn't really going to be anything special, other than being one of Aerodynamics' original tubular steel roller coasters. It's a classic that actually dates to when Expo 67 opened at this park, and I've long been wanting to get on it, and finally I did. So now I can tick that off the list, number 605 for me. And unfortunately, not the greatest of rides, other than it being the best terrain coaster left in Canada with Dragon Mountain's closure at Marineland this season. So yeah, a classic, finally got on it. It's actually had a fair amount of speed going into that final turn leading into the station, or the second last turn leading into the station. I really liked how it's grown into itself, so even though it's just a really short layout, you kind of still don't really know what to expect, even with how it's laid out in Dino Park here as well. So yeah, definitely worth it. So that's it. I've now been on all the roller coasters at Laronde, finally. Here we are, Dragon, the park's indoor roller coaster. All the effects are working on this ride. It's a great family ride that doesn't really leave you with any impression of what to expect when you're going on it for the first time. Very creative use of effects here. Some traditional, some definitely sort of made in-house, and a little bit more artisan than what you'd say on an indoor coaster theming, other than the 2 dragons that you definitely encounter at the highlight of the ride. In fact, there's 3 dragons because you do get swallowed by one. So fantastic ride, great effects inside, and yeah, I really rate it highly as far as coasters in Canada are concerned, let alone in this park. Dragon, number 6, best ride here. It's been around for over 45 years, and that would be the Boomerang. And surprisingly, with its new train this year, it actually is not so bad of a ride. Pretty smooth, somewhat enjoyable. It's a Boomerang, so what can you say other than it's a historic one, as this is one of the first, it is the first one in North America and one of the first ever to debut in the world, back at a different time when Laronde was a little bit more ambitious with what they were putting together. Now we have a brand new train, so it looks like it's going to be around for quite some time. You know what to expect. It wasn't a headbanger. Nice new vest restraints on that Vekoma train. I wouldn't have minded those new Sun Kid trains without the horse collar restraints on it. I think that would have really elevated Boomerang to almost an elite status in Canada. But nonetheless, it's a decent ride, running better than its counterpart just down the highway in the 401. Long may it stay as a historic ride here. La Boomerang, number 5. just got off of Ronde, and yeah, you really are only going to do this once a time that you come to this park, unless you've never done an SLC before and you're just blown away by it. Really an unmemorable experience other than the fact that for this park, it's unique. The second adult inverted or thrill inverted coaster that used to be located at Six Flags Astroworld and is now here, running strong for many seasons. Can't really say much more about it other than the headbanging wasn't too bad. I did make sure to brace myself to prepare for it. Running well, not too severe, but also not so great. So that's what makes it range in the middle of the rankings here at La Ronde as far as coasters are concerned. That's Ondor. All right, let's go on to the next one. Number 3 is Monstre in the background. 2 tracks available on this ride, 2 pretty similar. The second course is higher than the first as far as elevations and drops, and the first course is all about speed. I kind of do like the second course a bit more than the first, even though the speed would really presumably be the one that I'd be interested in. But there's something about the layout in the second course, and you get a little bit of airtime on that second return just before you hit this spaghetti bowl in the second half there. It's probably the only airtime moment of the ride, to be perfectly honest with you. I've done the first course last year a couple of times too. It wasn't really all that memorable. This train, the train on this ride definitely needs some adjusting. I know they just got a newer one. It's a blue train that's in the mix now, but unfortunately those ears on the train do not help the ride experience whatsoever. It is a bit of a clunky one. It doesn't have much airtime. And because of that, it ranks a bit low on the rankings. Still a fun ride, not so rough this season, which is worth mentioning. In fact, I found it pretty pleasant and not the worst wood coaster in Canada that I've ridden this year, that's for sure. So despite its reputation, Le Monstre is still running strong at number 3 here. Being in the background, but I gotta sum up Goliath, the second best ride here in the park. It shocks me that it's not the greatest. It has ridiculous floater airtime. It's really the complete package and a revolutionary ride for Canada when it finally arrived here in 2006. I hope I got that date right. Great ride, one of the best B&Ms in Canada because we don't have that many anyway, but it was really a great introduction as a B&M sort of mega coaster. Even though it doesn't hit that 200-foot height, it certainly packs as much of a punch in it as Behemoth does back in Toronto. In fact, there's a debate about whether or not this has actually got better airtime than Behemoth, and I think this might actually take the cake this year because, yeah, I was getting tons of floater in the front. Unfortunately, I didn't get a backseat ride today, but it is not going to change my ranking. It is number 2, the second best ride here in La Ronde roller coaster wise. adventures in relation to my history with vampire here at Ronde. And pardon my eye, but a bug flew into my eye on the second trip around in the front seat. Despite that, it remains my #1 coaster here at Ronde. It's really just a ridiculous B&M Batman clone. And the only reason why it ranks so highly is because by the end of it, you're just like, what the hell was that? It's just so unrelenting and so many forces that happened in such a quick succession. Now, I've had just another ride on in the back right seat, and I gotta double down on what I said. This is the most forceful ride in Canada, and that's why it is the best one in Ronde. Yeah, I'm really impressed. After the history of this ride, you wouldn't think that this would be the best ride in the park, but unfortunately it's just the way it is. They just don't make them like this anymore. So much force. It makes me really long for those old school B&Ms that aren't really being manufactured anymore. Great ride, one of the best Batman clones out there. Just pure unrelenting speed and the best ride here in the park. Has to be that inline twist. I really like, it's just, you can't believe that in the course of such a short span of time you get inverted 5 times, but it just happens that fast. An amazing ride. I love it. It's every time I ride this, even at night, the amount of force that this thing takes. I know I've said force a couple times, but that's really the whole sensation of this ride. It's all about force. Now, it's available in most parks, but regardless, it's a great ride. And the best here, at least roller coaster wise, at Ronde. Thank you for watching this ranking, guys. Now, I don't think it really fluctuates from year to year, as this park unfortunately has not had a new introduction as far as a thrill coaster is concerned for many years now, and it's definitely desperate and needs one. They've lost 2 roller coasters actually in the time since the other ones that are here still have been constructed. So this is a Six Flags park that needs a bit of love. As you can see with the rankings, there's nothing too thrilling or unique with the parks that are, at least with the roller coasters on offer here, but let's hope that changes in the future. And let's see, maybe the rankings will change again next year. But for now, thanks for watching this summary of all the rides here at Ronde, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for dropping in.